violation.
Yeah.
Why did they do that? Oh, well, who cares? Okay, so, okay, 505.1, address identification. Sure, I'll talk to you about that. Go ahead.
No. You said you had something for me first,
Oh,
and you wanted to
yeah,
talk
but my
first.
questions are different than that one, but I can talk to you about that one. So,
No, I just put this up here so if we need to reference it.
Sure, no, I'll start with that one, that's
Okay.
no problem. So 505 is specifically for frontage road, right? Even though it says later on that the fire department can choose if it's for an emergency purpose, right?
Yes,
Only for
correct.
an emergency purpose. That's
Yeah.
to identify the building. So if you can't identify the building from any other ways, you can put a code in the back. That's what that's for. Now, the advanced portion of that, where it says advanced, the fire chief would have to get permission from the building code inspector, building, to do that. Approval here, I'll show you. So, where it says additionally approved locations, approved
Yeah.
by definition is for the building inspector only, not the fire chief. Meaning that the fire chief or fire code official can say, I need this, he has to have it approved by the building code. So the building code would have to say, yes, that's an issue, we need to fix that. Now
Okay.
then, with that said, 80% of the people in town don't have that.
Okay.
So why am I being cited for it?
So, okay, I'm glad you asked that question. So the fire official is requiring it to be on the back door. And the only reason he's doing that at your location is because you have multiple businesses on one structure, basically.
There's two businesses on one structure. The other
Okay.
structure's not there, the other structure is identified.
I understand.
Both of them are separate, and mine is the only business that goes all the way back.
Okay, I understand that. But what he wants to be able to see is that if they hit a door in the back, because they have to go into the back for an emergency, they're
Okay.
hitting the right door to go into that structure.
Fair enough. Okay, then how come the hook and ladder doesn't have one?
Because it's a single structure. It's
Fine.
its
Fair
own
enough.
business.
How come the mayor doesn't have one?
The mayor, I believe the mayor
Nah,
does
I
have
went
an
down that
address.
whole block, so there's only two numbers on the whole block of the whole building.
Okay.
Again, why are y'all
Okay.
harassing me?
Okay, Mr. Fowle, we're not harassing you, okay? We're playing catch up for many years of no proper inspections being done.
Okay, with that said, I passed
Yes,
building code inspection in 2019. That was not a requirement.
You're correct.
Okay?
You're
So why
correct.
is
It
a
probably
requirement
was
now?
not. I haven't seen the report, but you're correct in that we've missed things historically
That's
on
not a miss,
several.
because if that was ever an issue for an emergency, he would have came back already and said, man, that's a big issue, we gotta have that up there.
It's not necessarily a big issue. None of these are big issues. None of them are big
So
issues.
are you saying that he can't identify my building from the back?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that as they're going through the process right now and playing catch up, they're trying to get on the same page as far as what they're doing with all the businesses. You're not being singled out. In fact, you bring up the mayor. The mayor had a violation when we went back recently because
Because I asked y'all to?
because you asked for a report and I asked the fire chief
So because I asked y'all to.
you asked for a report and I said, fire chief, when did you last inspect the mayor? He said in January. I said, did he have issues? Yes, he did. Did he come into compliance after the compliance period? There was no compliance inspection. I said, why wasn't there a compliance inspection? He said, I started delegating these inspections to some of my captains and he fell through the crack. I said, that's unacceptable. We need to improve that.
Okay?
So you helped us find a thing where we fucked up, basically, right? So we're working on fixing those procedures. Now, when we did go back, he had a violation. He was issued a citation. My understanding is he's already taken care of the citation with the court for his violation. It's not the first time I've had to cite or arrest an officer or a public official. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. We all got to follow the rules. Same here. Every time they inspect us, I've been inspected at least twice now since they started the program. I've had violations in the PD that I've had to fix or I've had to assign to staff because as things change, you continue to add, I'll add an extension cord here and I'll daisy chain it. You can't daisy chain extension cords. I didn't know that. But they catch me on stuff like that. So what we try to do is we're just trying to work with the businesses to say, hey, look, these are things that we're looking for and these are things that need to be improved.
And
we're
that
not
would be
trying to
fi-
create
this
issues.
This would be fine if it was mandated for every single building in the entire Aransas Pass, and it's
It
not.
it is something that they're mandating as they're going back doing inspections. So as they're playing catch up, again,
So you're telling me by next year, every single building in Aransas Pass is gonna have that?
I can't say by next year, but I can say at the next biennial, each business, yes, there should be a consistent pattern to where if it's a business that shares one building and has multiple rear
That's not in
entrances,
code,
yes.
by the way, what you're talking about. There is no.
No,
code that
I
says
understand that.
multiple.
But you would agree with me that there can be other locations designated by code. The code does say that
Sure.
you can designate it.
You can do that.
Yeah.
But not for buildings that have been rebuilt from Harvey.
Okay, I reviewed
So
that.
that you can bring it up to the same standard and code it was before. 100%.
Correct. And I did. I don't have it saved.
And then you
Let me
also
bring that up.
cannot go back and change a city occupancy that has already been passed and inspected at 100%.
No, but the whole purpose of the biennials is because consistently things are changing in businesses. Things are changing in our house. We make additions, we make improvements.
Only if there has been modifications to my gym can you do that, and there has been no modifications. So again, I'm going to ask you very clearly, why is he picking on me for that? Because I sent that in the email of why he can't do that.
Okay.
And you can look that up, 100%.
I'm going to look that up right here.
I'm not even talking about your IBC about the Harvey. I am talking about a building occupancy code. Once you have that, that means you are 100%.
Okay.
Unless you make a modification or change your gym or facility in any way. I have not.
So you're speaking likely of certain triggers that would require like a permit or something like that if you want to make certain modifications.
If I want to go
Sure.
in there and gut my gym out, then yes, you can
Oh,
make
yeah.
me go up to code.
And we agree. I agree with you.
Okay.
You're wholeheartedly correct on that.
That's not.
I understand, but what I'm trying to say on here is every 2 years you're subject to a new inspection as a business in this community. Every 2
That's
years.
very correct.
Okay.
If
So
for
this is your
modifications-
biennial.
Yep, that's for not for modifications. So with that said, if my electrical box outlet falls apart or something, you can flag me on it. But you can't come back and change stuff that has already been set precedents from 3 years ago. You cannot.
Okay, but
Like for instance, this right here is not fire retardant.
what, these panels?
That's correct.
Okay, I don't
It's
know.
not fire retardant.
Okay.
And it's in your building, and you wrote me up on that as well.
No, they wrote you up for the insulation not having a fire retardant coating over it.
This falls under the same principle, sir.
Okay.
Now, with that said, no
Okay.
one sampled that. How did they know it's not?
That's between the fire chief and you
Yeah.
if it were to go to court.
Oh, it's going to go to court, and I'm going to
Okay.
throw it out. And he swore under oath that it's right, so I'm going to get him for perjury. Like, I can't handle the incompetency on purpose and the harassment on purpose. I'm in your building right now. Well, show everybody. Not fire retardant, not an issue, but my building is an issue.
Okay, several buildings have these drop shieldings and they
Several
are
buildings
acceptable.
have insulation, and they're supposed to be
Correct.
acceptable.
Okay.
Same as the gym door that you're harassing me on, that every single 24-hour fitness center in the United States has. It is not an issue.
Okay.
And I showed y'all why, and you still sending me to court for it.
Okay, so the door is an issue.
No,
and-
no, sir, it's not.
So can I
Yes, sir,
explain?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So when you demonstrated actually on the body cam video, you have to press the exit button
That's
twice to get out.
You have to press it one time to get out.
You pressed it twice.
So?
It didn't work the first time.
That's because I double tapped it. All you have to do is press it once. You don't know if it didn't work or not. You have no clue.
Yes, you demonstrated it though in the video. Now, I'm just
It's
saying
a
what I
timer.
saw,
If
man.
I
I'm not.
if I click it, it's on a timer. So if you don't activate soon enough, it will lock. You have to click
Okay.
it again. 100% right.
Okay, so what you're demonstrating to me is special knowledge in accessing that door so that I can egress and go out.
That code is specifically for hazmat rooms and doors, and I told you about it, and y'all ignored me. Did anybody go look that up?
No,
of
it
course
doesn't,
not,
but-
because y'all subpar what your codes are. If the code starts at 600, y'all will go to 636 and kick that one. We'll never read 600.
Okay, I don't believe
Let me
that'd
ask
be
you
the
this: You're
case
an
here,
intelligent
though.
man. Look, can I shut your door and show you something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. How do you get out in an emergency?
You
have to
the
turn
handle.
that?
Yeah. But that's
That's
common.
special instructions.
No, that's common knowledge, though, Mr. Follow. That is common knowledge.
Does it say that in there?
Turning the hand, it's established by pattern of behavior.
Does it say that in the code?
It doesn't say that.
Thank
in
you,
the
sir. Exactly
Okay.
right. It doesn't say that in the code. You have to turn the handle, which is making an effort to get out. You can't just open the door.
Okay. So the code that he's citing on here is saying that an egress door shall be readily openable from the egress side without the use of a key or special knowledge or effort.
You don't,
So-
you don't need a key.
So turning a handle and doing a lever is all, it's customary. It's not special
say
knowledge.
that in there?
No. But that's, I mean,
To
you
get
got
out
to
of my
draw
head-
you got to draw some conclusions of reasonability when it comes to these laws.
I do not, because that code is specifically for hazardous situations, not my gym. Why is it that every gym in the United States 24-hour has that, and I'm not allowed? With regards, Penguin had one too when they were here. Snap
So-
Fitness has one. Rockport has one.
My church has that. My church has the same system you got.
Then
Okay?
what's the issue?
The issue is that when I walk up to my egress door at the church, there's a sensor, a photocell sensor that catches me stepping by the door in close proximity, and it unlocks the latch, and I just push. I slam the door, and I can...
So in an emergency and the power's off, that works?
When the power's off, it defaults to unlock, which I imagine yours
so
probably does. Yeah.
So what's the issue, yet again?
Okay, I just explained. So there's a little motion sensor above the door, and when I walk to that door, when I get right on that door, that motion sensor releases the lock, and I push the door and I exit. That's what he's asking that you do on your door.
That'll never happen. Take that one to court. Take it to
Okay.
court. He's going to get fucked on that one. Take it to court.
Well, I'm glad you're saying that, because ultimately it's not my opinion, it's not your opinion, it's up to the court to decide, or the jury. I agree with that. But
okay, but it is your opinion because you got on Facebook talking about this, so it is your opinion. And
You're
I
right.
corrected you on Facebook, and you did not bother to reply about it, and now I'm here.
no, I'm saying it's not my opinion that ultimately is going to matter. When the case goes to court, it's the court's decision that matters. The court can come back and say, "You're wrong, officer." I've been told I've been wrong in the court before. It's not unusual to lose a court case. And
It is when you swear under oath that it's right, and I've already corrected him on how he's not right, and he
Okay.
didn't bother to look it up.
but let me explain. You talk about GHS experience that you have, right?
I am a global environmental health and safety director.
There you go. And how long you been doing that?
20 years.
Okay. He's been doing these and fire inspections all across the state of Texas under these very codes for 20 plus years as well.
And we already found out in court that he doesn't know what he's doing because it got thrown out. Do you understand me?
Okay. I can talk to you about that one again. That wasn't Nathan Kelly, 1. And 2,
It was Nathan Kelly, yes sir. I've got his emails. Don't tell me no.
you're talking about the hole in the wall where
That's correct. I've
you got
got
a
several-
ticket for the electrical violation.
Which got thrown out because it's BS. And I have several emails from Nathan Kelly who kept making up codes because he doesn't know what he's doing, trying to pin something on me.
Okay. So this code stuff, granted, you probably know more than me, and so does Kelly know more than me. Okay? I'm learning still in the fire code stuff. What he explained to me, the way I understand it, and from reading, just like this rule that I was bringing up here, just stay with me a second. When you replied back on Facebook, I went and I researched what you give me, because you know what? If I don't know it, I'm going to learn from you on it, right?
Okay.
So I researched what you give me, and what this code does on that is it references back to the fire code. It basically says you can come up to standard unless there's something in the electrical code or the fire code that could supersede that.
And that is strictly for emergency exit access.
I'm not talking about the door. I'm talking about that other thing we talked about on Facebook yesterday. What was the thing? You said 102.
The numbers on the outside of the door?
Yes, the numbers on the outside of the door.
Okay.
Yeah. So 1026, right here, it says, except as otherwise specifically provided in this code, the International Existing Building Code, the International Property Code, or the International Fire Code. So basically it's saying that this law can be superseded by any one of these other codes.
They're not law. And every single one
Code.
can be super exceeded.
Code, law, whatever. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
And they can be super exceeded by law, for sure.
They can be superseded by law, by legislation of the law,
Correct.
by variance.
Absolutely
Sure.
correct.
Yeah. Yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So that's why this reflects back saying, okay, we can reflect back to the fire code. If the fire chief is saying this is a designated location, I want the address, then the address has to be placed there.
And correct. Again, you have to go by the building code official because of the definition of approved location.
It doesn't state that though.
It 100% does
not
state
in the
that.
fire code.
That's what he quoted. Yes, the one he quoted says specifically approved location.
Yes.
And approved location, approved by definition, comes from the building code inspector.
See, so
I know you don't know it. and
no.
neither does he.
I'm not saying that I don't know, but remember you went through the academy. Remember? I don't in the 90s.
1999.
1999. And just like when you look at the front of the penal code, right? There's definitions within the penal code.
That's correct.
Got it. So you have common words. You and I all speak languages like we're talking now, but you got common definitions that are provided. So when those definitions are provided, that's because the word likely doesn't follow Black's law or common understanding of the law.
Yep, agreed.
Okay. So in this code, where does it say? I'm asking because I don't know
You have
that
to go
approved
read the
location has
definition
to.
of approved. You have to do research.
Where does it say that?
I sent it to you. Y'all guys have it. Y'all can go look at it.
To where it defines the word
That's
approve.
correct. That is correct. I even put it on the Facebook page that you went on.
Last night.
That's correct.
You put it on last night.
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay. And it defines approved because you only pointed me to this building code thingy.
Oh, I pointed you to the Harvey, I pointed to the IBC, and then I pointed you to approved. And then I went to your warrant, which should negate everything. And we can talk about that.
Yeah, you posted that up there too.